Before we get into this episode, I quickly want to remind you about a new open call. We at Arts to Hearts have collaborated with I Like Your Work, one of our favorite art podcasts and online platforms for arts. We have launched a new open call called Facade. This open call is for mixed media artists. Yes, all mixed media artists. For the first time, Arts to Hearts is going to host artists of all genders, and we are so excited to be shedding more light on mixed media artists this time. The deadline for this open call is 30th of October, and we are open to all mixed media artists from any part of the world. To submit, visit www.arts2heartsproject.com/submit. The selected participants of this open call will be a part of an online exhibit hosted on www.arts2heartsproject.com. This open call will be guest curated by Erica B. Hess, the creator and founder of I Like Your Work, an artist and curator. The selected participants of this exhibit will be a part of an online exhibit hosted on www.arts2heartsproject.com. Selected participants will also be a part of a documentary on mixed media artists that will be hosted on I Like Your Work and Arts to Hearts. Not only that, but Erica will also be selecting an artist to be interviewed on I Like Your Work Studio Visit series. So, my dear mixed media artists, this open call is for you. It is time that your work gets the recognition and the limelight it deserves. The open call ends on 30th of October 2021. So, submit now. Bye. This episode is a part of a special expert takeover series where artists, gallerists, curators, and other industry experts guest host a special episode and share some actionable tips, personal experiences, and valuable learnings with you. I hope you enjoy this episode and share with others.
Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Juliana and I'm a multi-passionate creative based in Brazil. It is such an honor to be your host today for this takeover of Arts to Hearts project. I want to share with you how artists can benefit from having digital products and how it has impacted my artistic journey by increasing my revenue streams. So, before I start sharing with you some ideas of digital products you can start selling right away, I want to share about my story and how I got here. I was born and raised in São Paulo, Brazil. And even though I learned from a very young age that I couldn't make a career in the arts living here, I decided I should give it a try. From the very beginning, my practice has been focused on celebrating women, and one thing that has always been a priority was connecting to other creatives. I enrolled in one of São Paulo's best universities for a bachelor's degree in visual arts and also a teaching degree in visual arts. And one thing I must say, for a long time, Brazil has been preoccupied to create study opportunities for everyone. And I attended my entire program for free since I studied in a public university that is run by the government. The past few years, we've seen dramatic changes, and unfortunately, this amazing system started to collapse. By not having to pay for a private school, I was able to travel abroad and take extra courses that would connect me to other creatives from around the world. I was also able to invest into coaching programs and other courses that would teach me the entrepreneurial side of being an artist and running a business. Something that I've never learned during the 5 years spent inside the university. Even though I've been having an artistic practice since the beginning of my studies, I just didn't see it as a career. But luckily, I was stubborn and decided I would take every opportunity that I could get to show my art to others. 2018 was the year that I finally started considering myself an artist, and was also the year that I had my first solo show in São Paulo, and also 3 amazing opportunities to have my work exhibited abroad. My art arrived in the US for shows in Chicago, Atlanta, and New York. as well as in Toronto, Canada, and Madrid, Spain. The following year, while working as a full-time art teacher, I started a mastermind program for women artists by Michelle I. Gomez. It was a life-changing experience, and I understood it was okay to make money with my art practice, and it was also time for me to take a leap of faith and quit my day job after making more than 50% of my annual wins being an art teacher and less than 3 months being an artpreneur. Even if I was still living here in Brazil, most of my art friends and collectors were living abroad. So working online was something that I've been doing for a while. When the pandemic hit, the whole world faced changes that made us rethink and restructure how we live. And this opened a whole new world for selling online your art and hosting online events, and the market of digital products have significantly grown since 2020. People started feeling more confident when purchasing digital products, and it started accepting even more taking pre-recorded or online courses. My first experience with digital products was hosting live embroidery workshops on Zoom. I was able to connect with more than 200 people from all over, and I didn't have to worry about renting a space, how many people would fit the space, or even paying commission to host an event inside an art gallery or store. All I had to do was to adapt the way that I would teach the technique and see if I had a good internet connection. I paid up front from an annual Zoom subscription. This way, I would have to commit to doing regular workshops to return this investment. My second experience with digital products was when my dear friend and now business partner Twiggy Boyer invited me to co-found Photo Trouvé magazine, a platform for found photo artists with a focus on found imagery and nostalgia. Our publication is the first platform ever dedicated exclusively to showcasing artists from all over the world who work with and are inspired by found photographs, as well as collecting stories from collectors of vintage ephemera. June 21, 20, we launched our first issue, and once again, the logistics with her living in the US and me living in Brazil, plus the pandemic, the easiest and most affordable way to do this project was by selling digital copies of the magazine. For me, it was such a relief not having to worry about packing orders or having to deal with international shipping that sometimes get lost and the rates are usually expensive. I really started to like this new world of offering online services and products. So I also wanted to learn from an expert. I hired a coach. Her name is Ana Stier. She's a Brazilian entrepreneur that became a millionaire by selling a recorded course on how to find plane tickets for awesome rates. And this way you get a chance to travel more. She opened my eyes to the advantages of having digital products that would impact thousands of people with the same effort if you were only doing for a couple. By essence, digital products are intangible goods that exist in digital form that are sold online. This definition can include software, apps, subscriptions, streaming services, and many more ideas that I'll talk about in just a minute. But for now, I want to share with you some advantages of offering digital products. Well, first of all, you have to take your time and put an effort once to create and perfect your product. And you can sell it right away to hundreds, thousands, or who knows, millions of clients from pretty much anywhere where the internet is available. The costs of selling digital products are usually lower too, once there's no need for physical storage, manufacturing, packing, or shipping and handling costs. Another great thing is that the profit margins are usually way larger than for physical products. And in some cases, it can reach almost 100% of profits. And one cool thing is that digital products can be used indefinitely, remaining in the same condition as they were the day of purchase. And if you need, you can also update the files from time to time. Another great thing is that you're never out of stock if you choose to sell it in perpetuum, which means all year long. And last but not least, one of the advantages is that you can literally sell while you're sleeping. It's the best feeling ever, especially if you opt to advertise it with ads on social media. Being almost 100% automated depending on the product, you can also have more flexibility during the days and spend your valuable time doing other things such as creating art in your amazing studio. Now that we saw some of the advantages, it is time to share ideas on how we can create meaningful products that are related to what we love, our art. The first category of products that I want to bring are ebooks and PDFs. This is my most used offering once you can easily create impactful products using simple softwares and apps such as Canva, Photoshop, or InDesign. It's also a product that people usually purchase without objections once the prices are usually quite affordable. My first ebook, Stitching Photographs, A Powerful Act, is an artsy PDF that starts a conversation about embroidery on photographs and how it's an effective tool to help us overcome traumas, heal wounds, and take better care of ourselves. It also features a step-by-step to start embroidering your own photos and fun prompts you can try at home. For me, when creating my ebook, it was important to share the why of my art practice and offer tools for people to start incorporating this technique on their own healing journey. But there's absolutely no rules when it comes to create your first ebook or PDF. I want to bring several ideas so you can see which one speaks to your heart the most. You can create workbooks with journaling activities or art prompts. You can create illustrated guides teaching a technique or how to draw something specific. You can also create guides with your favorite materials and artist hacks. And if you're an illustrator, you can always sell some coloring pages too. Another cool idea is selling templates, planners, artist checklists with content that will help your clients' lives in several ways. If you cannot think about anything specific, you can always look at your own rituals and systems you have to organize yourself and your art practice, and even things that you love doing and creating. You can choose to sell ebooks and PDFs straight from your website on Amazon, or you can also find a e-learning platform of your choice that will usually protect your PDF, preventing it to be sent to other people. Another category of digital products is selling recorded audios. I know that many of us here are in touch with our spirituality, our intuition, and mindfulness. If that's the case for you, why not creating your own meditations and recording beautiful studio meditations and visualizations for other creatives? You can sell them on their own or create a bundle with your favorite tracks and sell it as a precious package that for sure will help the lives of others. Once again, you can sell it straight from your page or find another platform to sell it. The next category that I want to talk about is recorded courses or workshops. For selling courses, you have to put more time into creating it, Once you have to edit your videos, think about the set of the video, the content of it, how many classes do you want to have, but you can still easily record it with your phone, especially if you have an iPhone or any other phone with a great camera. In your course, you can have video tutorials, how-tos, teach technique, or talk about theory of a subject that you're passionate about and knows a lot about. You can choose, as I mentioned, if it's going to be content for a day, like in a workshop, or have content for a period of time with classes being held weekly or in the frequency that you believe it's the right amount. And if by any chance you decide to host your course workshop live, you can always choose to record the session and sell it later as a pre-recorded course or a pre-recorded workshop too. I feel that that's also an awesome way if you're not having your students and attendants talking about and sharing a lot of personal information during your class. So if it's a more teacher-centered experience, this works perfectly. Another fun idea is hosting 5, 10, or the amount of days that you want challenges about creativity, art, well-being, and more. This is the perfect way to bring together a community of creatives with the same purpose for a challenge. You can create private IGs or group chats for this challenge. You can send PDFs each day with the challenge that the attendees have to do. You can also try platforms and medias like Telegram and whatever you feel that will work best with your audience. I recently took part in Kate Barnes' the 5-day Biscuit Challenge, and it was so much fun. And next year, I'll be hosting my first creative challenges for Brazilian women. The last 3 ideas that I want to bring are ones that need more time, energy, and effort, but are so much worth it. And once again, if you love community, this may be the perfect one for you. And you can always invite art friends to become your business partners. First, I want to mention memberships that can be charged with monthly or yearly subscriptions. Memberships are all about bringing together like-minded people. You can host art making sessions, monthly trainings, or whatever speaks to your heart. A big shout out to Kat Popova for creating the Art Queens. This is actually how Shadow and I virtually met, and it's honestly one of my favorite memberships ever. Another crazy idea due the amount of work behind the scenes, but it's totally worth it too, is creating a platform for other artists and creatives. With the platform, you can sell subscriptions, offer open calls for artist opportunities, offer a curator directory. You can start a magazine, all made digitally too. And last but not least, you can always offer subscriptions to a paid newsletter too. The biggest example is Not Such Thing as Too Much Art Society by Danielle Kriza, the jealous curator. She sends daily doses of inspirations to the subscribers. You can think about a theme that you're passionate about and just see how it goes. But just like the memberships and platforms, it is something that you have to be committed to doing regularly once there are people expecting your emails, your sessions, and more. I think that's pretty much it for today, and I hope that you feel inspired to add in more digital products as a way to increase your revenue streams in your practice. And if you have any questions for me after you listen to this episode, you can learn more about my practice and my services at www.ebooks naufs.com, NAUFSS, or contact me via email to info@naufs.com or send me a DM on Instagram @naufs. I'm always here to answer your questions, so don't hesitate to DM me. I am passionate about supporting other artists, and I truly believe that we're all here to shine and thrive with our art practices. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Arts to Hearts Project.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. You can find all the details and links mentioned in the show notes of this episode available on www.arts2heartsproject.com. And if you like this episode, please don't forget to tag us in your stories and leave us a review here on iTunes or any of your favorite platforms. It really helps us to keep the show going. Thank you so much. I'm sending you lots of love and I can't wait to be back here soon again. Bye.